With 20 games to go this championship season, I predicted whether every team would be higher or lower with 10 games to go. Shall we see how I got on? Yes, that's right. We are going to be looking at my 10 games to go, higher or lower predictions. We were looking at basing this on the table on January the 4th, which should have seen everybody having played 26 games with 20 games to go. However, Omicron being what it was means a few discrepancies there, but we took them into account with our higher or lower predictions at this point. Bournemouth top, Blackburn second, then Fulham, West Brom, QPR, Huddersfield making up the playoff spots. The bottom four, contrary to what that says, is actually Derby, Barnsley, Peterborough, and then Reading. But because it's a date-sensitive table, who scored there, the website that I use, have not deducted the points off there for Derby and Reading. Hope you got your heads around that. In a second, we are going to have a look at the sides who climbed. But first of all, please support the channel, support this video. Hit that like button. It will take you just a second and helps other people to find this video. Let's have a look then at those clever climbers. Who has gone up in the table since I made this higher or lower video? Luton have gone up 10 places. Woof. Sheffield United have gone up 8. Huddersfield and Cardiff have gone up 3 places. And Fulham, Millwall, Preston and Derby have all gone up 2. Sliding up just 1 place is Swansea City. And what about these disappointing downers, these letdowns? Who has dropped in the championship table? Wow! West Brom have dropped 9 places. Stoke have dropped 7. They are the big losers here. Bristol City down 4. Blackburn and QPR. Now that's interesting because they were both in the top 6, weren't they, at this point? Have dropped 2 places. Blackpool and Peterborough. Peterborough dropped to the bottom, of course. Bournemouth off the top. And Middlesbrough and Forest, you wouldn't expect that, have both dropped the place since I made this video, as have Coventry and Hull. As you were, in the words of Liam Gallagher, neither up or down. When they were only halfway up, they were neither up or down, neither. Birmingham, Reading and Barnsley have all stayed put. I suppose Birmingham a little bit boring. Reading, they'll be quite pleased because it means they haven't dropped into the relegation zone. Barnsley, we're 23rd when we started doing this. With Peterborough above them and Derby below. That's swapped around. They're still 23rd, but now Peterborough below them and Derby are above. Shall we have a look at what I said then? Before we do that, please do hit the subscribe button if you've got this far into the video. I assume you are enjoying it. Support the channel. Get regular uploads directed straight to you by hitting subscribe. Right, so Luton were the highest climbers. Shall we see what I said about the Hatters? I've got to have Luton going higher, surely haven't I? And this is all pointing in one direction, I know. But look, the 4 games in hand have got to help. And, yeah, you would see an upward trend. Okay, I'll take it. I was right that they were higher and basing this on maybe they were in a false position and we knew the XG was a big underperformance and they had games in hand. So I will take the win on saying they're higher, but I will be very honest. Did I expect them to be 10 places higher, having won another 10 games and in the top 6 now? No, I didn't. So well played, Luton. Okay then, what about West Brom, the biggest faller? They were in 4th. What did I say about them? Look away now, everybody. It's a difficult one to call with West Brom because a lot now rests on Daryl DK and whether that one signing closes up the XG gap. If it does, West Brom will be higher. So all about sticking the ball in the back of the net from West Brom. If the rest of the picture stays the same, then that will see them higher, I would have thought. Oh dear, it's terrible. Look, I think my logic was quite sound, but obviously I was completely wrong. But West Brom were going to go higher from 4th, dropped 9 places down to 13th. Look, they'd signed Daryl DK. They weren't sticking the ball in the net. They were underperforming their XG. That seemed to be the final piece of the jigsaw. Wrong. Absolutely not. DK got injured immediately is a mitigating factor. Big Val got sacked. West Brom lost loads of games. Dropped down into 13th position in the table. And now Steve Bruce is the manager. So I'm going to take the L on that one. Very badly wrong about the biggest faller, West Brom. And they've been mugging me off all season. Finally, what did I say about Huddersfield, who were 6th at this point? Higher or lower? Huddersfield, I've had down, and Huddersfield fans will laugh, I've had down as overperforming for the longest time. So I think they will be lower, and I'm either going to be right about that, and, you know, we say, okay, it's a regression to the mean, or I'll be wrong, in which case we say, well played Huddersfield, because if they are either maintaining or higher than 6th with 10 games to go, that is outstanding by Carlos Corber. Yes, fairly predictably, I get Huddersfield wrong, but I think I framed it particularly well at the end there in saying, look, if they do maintain 6th or even go higher, that is a magnificent job by Carlos Corberon. Not only have they gone higher, they've literally not lost the game since then. This tremendous run from Huddersfield. Look, we're having a good laugh about it, but the overarching story and the take-home from this is Huddersfield well played. They've proved me and a lot of people wrong this season. So there's a little look back at some of my predictions for where everyone will be with 10 games to go. Get your thoughts down there in the comments, and please feel free to go back and watch those videos. Maybe read the comments as well and see what other people were saying. In the meantime, there is another predictions style video on the channel. Right here, you can see what I make of the current playoff picture. So do go ahead and check that one out. Thank you everybody for watching. It's a lovely over and out from me.